follow me, especially young people. It's a handout. Y'all follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me. It's going to bless you in a major way. We're going to deal with the spirit of worry, and we're going to deal with the spirit of fear. Amen?
Amen.
We're going to deal with two areas today. The spirit of worry and the spirit of fear. For the young people, I already have the scriptures and stuff on there. But for those that have Bibles and your Bibles and your apps and stuff like that, you can follow me as well. We're going to be in the book of Matthew. We're going to be in the book of Matthew. We're going to Matthew chapter number 6. And then we're going to Matthew chapter number 8. Okay? We're going to be, for the first part, we're going to be in the book of Matthew. I'll give you the other scriptures as we go down. We're going to deal with this spirit of worry. Okay? We're going to deal with the spirit of worry. Say worry. We're going to deal with the spirit of worry because we've got too many people that love God, say they love God, say they consecrated to God, and say they sold out to God, but they worry. Got too many people raising their hands and lifting up holy hands, but they're worried.
Yes.
We can't worry. What you worry for when you serve the God that created the heavens and the earth? Why are you worried when he says, I supply all your needs? Why are you worried when he says, I've been there and done that? Cast all of your cares on him. Why are we worrying? We can't worry because worry does some things to us.
Yeah.
It does things to us like never before. We're going to go into this thing. Look at Matthew chapter number 6. Matthew 6, and then we're going to verse 30, dealing with the spirit of worry. New Living Translation reads like this. It says, and if God cares so wonderfully for the flowers that are here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, he will certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith? Let me read that again just in case y'all didn't get it. Read it real slow. And if God cares so wonderfully for the flowers, now let me paraphrase, for the flowers and for the birds and for the animals, if he cares so much for them, why are you looking at yourself as if he won't care for you? Are you, or are your distractions, are they just that big that you think God can't handle that? Are the bills that enormous that you think God can't handle that? Is the peer pressure that great that you think God can't handle that? Are friends getting on your nerves that big that you think God can't handle that? He says, if I care for the flowers, if I care, why are you frantic? Why is your faith not where it's supposed to be? Why are you worried? We just sung a song, right? God is faithful. And he's ready to do. So why are we so worried? And if God can do what he said he's going to do. Watch this. I'm going into verse number 26 of chapter number 8. Matthew chapter 8. Watch this. Watch what it says. It says, Jesus responded. This is Jesus talking. Jesus responded, why are you afraid? You have so little faith. Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. He said, why are you so afraid? These individuals were rolling on, they was in the boat with Jesus, and Jesus asking, y'all, you guys are with me. And why are you so afraid? I know it's hell all around you. I know the wind is blowing. But why are you afraid? I can do this thing. And as a matter of fact, he showed them right there. He went out and told the winds to be still, and a calmness came. This is the type of Jesus that we serve. Jesus says, I will not only talk about it, I'm going to show you what I can do. And check this out. Jesus has shown us over and over again that he's Jesus, but we're still worried. Jesus has already shown you that he can calm the storm, but you're still worried. Jesus has shown you that I take care of you and I pay the bills, but you're still worried. Yeah. Why are you worrying? It's a faith walk. Say faith.
Faith.
It's a faith walk, you guys. Now, let's look what worrying will do. Let's look at some points that I pulled out of here. Point number 1. Worrying will put you out of the will of God. Worrying will put you out of God's will. Because God does not have time for his people to be worried when he has all of the answers. So in other words, he says, you must trust in me, totally depend in me.
Yeah.
Because when you don't, you're going to tend to do the things that you want to do.
Yes.
And when you do what you want to do, now you fall out of the will of God because you're doing what you want to do instead of what he said to do. And so we cannot afford to worry. Say worry.
Worry.
Worrying is killing a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you right now. So a lot of people in hospitals right now because they are worrying. They're so worried, they're going into a frantic state because they're trying to handle things that was not meant to be handled by them. Give that to God.
Amen.
Jesus says, why are you worrying? O ye, New King James or King James says, O ye of little faith. There we go with the little faith again. So in other words, he says, I need for your faith to grow. If you're going to come out of this situation, it must grow. If you're going to come out of that circumstance, your faith got to grow. Young people, your faith must grow. Your faith can't stay where it is. That's why you're still going through the stuff that you're going through because you don't want to elevate your faith. Help me, somebody.
All right.
That's why you're still dealing with the same issues because you don't want your faith to grow.
Amen.
How in the world, check this out. How did you make it from one grade to the other? You put in work in order to make it from 7 to 8. You had to do something in order for you to advance. God is a processing God. And he says, I need for you to do something in order for you to advance.
Amen.
If you don't do it, you stay right where you are and everyone else goes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to grow, trust me, you will miss out.
Amen.
Trust me, you will. When you don't want to grow, you will fall into a worrying state.
Yes.
Point number 2. It says, worry will cause you to forget what God has done. Well, somebody need to highlight that. Worrying will cause you to forget what God has already done.
Amen.
I'm guilty. Been there. Getting to that worrying state. Oh, God. What God? How can you do, God? And God said, did you remember? Don't you remember? Just last month. How I seen you through in order for you to get to this month?
Amen.
Worrying will cause you to forget everything that God has done. Because when you're worrying, you're thinking about yourself.
Yes, yes.
You are thinking about yourself, and it's not about you. Minister to yourself and tap yourself and say, it's not about me. Not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about where he's trying to take me. People of God, you must understand that God is trying to take you somewhere. Do not be manipulated. Don't be confused. God is trying to advance his people. He's always been in the advancing business. He's always. He didn't deliver the children of Israel just to deliver them. He was trying to take them somewhere.
Yes.
God is always trying to take his people somewhere. And it really don't matter where he take me, as long as he is the one that's taking me.
Amen. Yes.
It's a faith move.
Yes.
So you see, sometimes we want to know everything and we don't need to know everything.
Right.
As long as God is taking me, man, I'm all right.
That's right.
It may be a little hectic, but it's okay. It may be a little rough, but it's okay. As long as God doing it and not me. That's the key. And so, I'm going to read that point again so it'll soak in. Worrying will cause us to forget what God has done. Don't forget what God has done.